Hi, I'm Jim Jordan. I'm the Health and Wellness Director of the Oregon Energy Healing Center. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with one of our members, Suzanne Mark, who happens to be a dear friend and a very talented neurofeedback practitioner in town here. And let me tell a little bit about how I know Suzanne. I came to know Suzanne through how she helped myself when I had a health challenge about 7 years ago. And I found her. I don't even know how I found you. I forgot how I found you, but we have a long history. Apparently, I knew your mother some years before that. And Suzanne was a great help to me. And then she somehow got connected to the Energy Enhancement System. I probably told you about it. And today I just want to give Suzanne a chance to tell us about her background and what got her into this and her experience with the Energy Enhancement System. So welcome, Suzanne. It's a pleasure to see you and to speak with you.
Thanks, Jim, for having me. It's my pleasure. I really like energies that are new and different and that are helping us in various ways to enhance our performance and feel better and remove illness. And I like things that require little effort because I find that some of those things are really, really powerful. And so I came to the Energy Enhancement System because I was like, well, I got to try this thing. And the first few sessions, I didn't really notice. It was a little intense, and I didn't really notice any big sort of revelation. But I kept going. And recently, I just noticed this clarity coming through where the brain fog that I was having, I had a stroke several years ago, and I really just ever since then, I've just felt like I was losing function. And I've tried some other things and they've been more or less helpful. But when I use the Energy Enhancement System, I really started to feel like this calmness, this centeredness, this sort of presence. And one particular day, I was having a really hard time feeling overwhelmed because if I was in like a big workshop room and taking a workshop, I was having a hard time absorbing any new information. And it was kind of anxiety provoking, frankly. You know, you're trying to learn new things and do new things, and I could tell that I wasn't really absorbing it. And so I was kind of freaking out intermittently because no one, you can make up all sorts of stories about what's happening to your brain and stuff. And I work on brains. So frankly, it was a little embarrassing. But I was in the Energy Enhancement System one night and I was reading a book that was pretty technical that I had slipped in my bag. It was on genetics, and I had slipped it in my bag, and I thought, okay, I'm going to read this book while I'm sitting there for this 2 hours. And usually I fall asleep in the system. I'm just out. And I go into almost a hypnagogic sort of trance where I'm just out. I'm not quite asleep, but I'm not awake. And this time I just sat there and I read that book and I could focus. I was absorbing everything I was reading. I was amazed that I was reading this technical information and I was absorbing it and I was interacting with it. I wasn't just, reading a paragraph and then rereading a paragraph and then maybe getting another few paragraphs and rereading them. And I was actually absorbing and remembering it. And I remembered it later as well. I got the point of it.
So prior to that, you were having trouble with that type of cognitive function? Is that?
It looked like, I can't say if it was cognitive function or distractibility or ADHD or what it was, but it was like my mind constantly. And, I was pondering, we bathe in energy fields all day long.
Right.
and we sleep in energy fields. And I've had my house audited for energy fields by this wonderful woman. Her name's Nancy Heltzel here in Ashland, and she comes in and she does things to adjust your energy, the energy fields surrounding your bed and in your house, so you're not being pulled offline by these energy interference.
Like EMF mitigation and
No, it's not
dirty
EMF
energy, or just
mitigation.
more subtle energy?
It's the geopathy and the
Geopathic,
geopathic
yes.
stress and
Right.
stuff like this. And I've also had our house and our offices audited for EMF.
Mhm.
And I was really amazed when I saw that video you posted by the physicist.
Yeah.
What's his name?
John Orava.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
And he
saw
said,
that.
we're always in this 60 hertz. Is it 60 hertz frequency?
Yeah,
It's
60 cycles, 60
cycles.
60
Yeah,
cycles per second.
per
Yeah,
second.
it's very stressful to
It's
the cells.
very stressful. And I think when I was out of that constant stress
Mhm,
that we're always dealing with,
mhm,
I could feel this focus returning. I
mhm.
could feel this. It was like I wasn't fighting against something.
Exactly.
So then that's how I've been feeling. I've been fighting against something. And I haven't been able to really say what it is. It's just, I am feeling much better now.
So that's been, I remember that evening because I was hosting a session, and when you mentioned that to me at the end of this, I think you were sharing at the end, I was like, wow, that's a unique benefit, that you just could comprehend some technical journal more effectively than before. Has that stayed with you, or what do you think has happened with that?
It's better.
It's
It's
better.
definitely better. Yeah, it's definitely better.
Okay. That's good. That is a great story, Suzanne. I'm so glad you're able to share that. A lot of people that come to our center have benefits with their nervous system and chronic pain and many things like that. And this was, when I heard you tell me that story after the session, I said, wow, I want to talk to you about it more. So I appreciate your willingness to come on and
Welcome.
tell us. Yeah. So
Thanks for bringing this to Ashland. Thanks
oh,
to you and Jewel for bringing it to Ashland. I really appreciate it. And I know it's changing a lot of people's lives.
thank you. And Suzanne has decided to volunteer one session a week. She's going to be hosting. She's a very talented, what would you call you? Sort of you know how to deal with people who are going through health challenges. So we want people like you, specifically you, to be interacting with our members. I think it's a real benefit to the members that you're involved with us, and I appreciate that too.
Well, thanks, Jim. It's an honor. I appreciate you.
Okay, dear. Well, I think that's it for today. So this is Jim Jordan with Suzanne Mark with the Oregon Energy Healing Center, wishing you a great day. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Jim.